What's up, YouTube? Jim Carrey reacts rituals that happened after Grammys night, after Epstein files released. Yeah, they're making sure that demonic presence stays strong. That's what they're doing. Um, they said this one lady, Cathy, I think her name's O'Brien, is talking about how she was turned loose in the woods and hunted by George Bush Jr., George Bush Sr., Dick Cheney, and this was years ago. Okay. Uh, don't we have movies that are out like that? Remember the funny one called The Pest? Right. There was also other movies. One with Ice T in it. Wait a minute. Yeah, Ice Cube's the one that played in Friday. So Ice T is the other one, and he was in that movie. He was riding on a four wheeler. I believe he was a homeless guy that they took. Also, we had another one recently that showed us how these rich people, or this rich chick, took all these people and put them in this fake town and was hunting them. Oh, I forget the name of it. I seen it not too long ago. It was on Tubi. I think it was called. One of them was called Dangerous Game. The new one, I forget what that one's called. But yeah, they go into that old general store, and even the people running it, are a part of everything going on. They drop crates with weapons and all that. Which, wow, wouldn't that also be kind of like the Hunger Games? Instead of, elites out hunting them, they're just sitting back watching them go through games that are going to take their life. I mean, come on, man. Like I said, they've been putting this in front of us for decades, and there it is. They even told us with the skulls. Yeah, Skulls 1, Skulls 2, and Skulls 3. Skulls 3 was the one with the girl in it. I just laugh at that dude because half the shit she does in that thing, she wouldn't be able to do. Nope. But yeah, I think it's GG or G Reacts. It's got 8.4K views one day ago. Y'all might want to go check that out. But yeah, I don't like the reaction people that sit in the corner and be like, "What? What? Shut up so we can hear what these people are saying." Yeah, I'm noticing that there's a lot of stuff to this, filming and all that. And something like that, you're cutting off the audio so people can't really hear it. What you should do is before you upload it, if you can, turn your audio of your voice down so it doesn't mess with what's coming across the screen. Or just wait until that clip ends and then pop in with a what, you know, and then let the next one roll. Yeah, I'm noticing some things. I'm not a videographer, I'm not a photographer. I'm just a dude with a phone. But after, videotaping stuff, looking at other stuff and all that, I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do that. More insane stuff coming out, y'all. So that means that's where they got the idea for that movie. Either that or they got the idea for doing that after. It all depends on if that stuff with that lady Cathy went down before or after those movies came out. And I don't know. That one with Ice T was a long time ago. I think it was 80s or 90s. So, yeah, I used to watch it on USA. And then the pest, that one, I used to watch it on TNT and USA. Um, that's another one, but that was more like a comic. Like I think that was trying to desensitize people, maybe to if they ever found out about it. I don't know, but they tried to make it look funny, which it was funny the way they did it. The gay son, that wasn't funny. I didn't like that dude. I didn't like all this sexual stuff they put in it either. But yeah, that's where I used to get my love, peace, and chicken grease staying from when I was little or younger. I wasn't really little. I was a teenager, but I was younger. Yeah, that's what he used to say every time he left. And I thought it was funny. Now I'm finding out that that movie was really happening, which I never even thought about that until I heard that lady talking about it. And it makes sense. These people are doing all this nasty shit. Of course they're doing that. It's probably where those movies come from, where the person kidnaps somebody and then takes them out to a wooded area and just lets them run for a while, and then they go and chase them down. And what's really messed up is if anybody's ever seen I Spit on Your Grave, this is basically what these people have been doing. I'm not talking about the old one. There's a new one, and that one's, oh my gosh. No, I couldn't watch it. And fuck, oh man. But I seen what was going on, and uh, I get the gist of what was about to happen. Nope, I ain't watching that. But you also see how, with a lot of these women that are involved, they're trying to act like, they're not there. They're trying to keep them quiet, even though they weren't victims. We said keep the victims redacted. We didn't say redact the grown ass woman that knew what was going on and participated willingly. And how come nobody's done anything about this Epstein's girlfriend chick? Look how young she is. How long have they known her? Now, did he groom and condition her to where she's just accepted this and a part of it? Because it seems like she might have been one of the victims at first, but wow, whoa, became a dentist. She's most likely probably doing stuff with either torture or getting rid of other things. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I don't see how somebody could be manipulated into accepting that. I really don't. There's got to be a part of you that thinks or enjoys it. There's got to be. I mean, to me, I'm thinking that's the only way somebody would actually go along with that and be a part of that group. I mean, I understand grooming can do that to one too, but you also got to maybe think about, were they just really freaking demonic? Because there's young people that are demonic too. I don't want to say that because what happens if it was them that turned her that way? Poor girl. I mean, even if she was demonic, what they did to whatever get her to act like that is still terrible. But you got to look at it a little different. If this one over here is that type of demonic thing, because there's teenagers that are that demonic. I can't really tell you too much. All I can say is that I've seen some pretty evil things like that from teenagers. So without any influence, other than, I guess, what their parents let them watch on TV or whatnot. So, that's all I got for that one.